Okay, this is day 131. So I'm like looking at myself in this camera and I'm like, whoa, there's a lot going on there. We've been sitting, we had friends come over today. The Bruce family came over today. If you've never watched our video before, we're adopting 2 little girls from Liberia. We're living in Liberia, waiting on the government of Liberia and the U.S. government to cooperate and allow us to continue our legal adoption that we've been pursuing for a long time now. So this is day 131 of our daily video journey that we started at the beginning of 2024. So our friends, Sam and Carrie, were here today with their kids. They're also holding up with us in Liberia, trying to just not leave without our kids kind of thing. So Gary said today that Jeremy should do a guitar session of lament. And Jeremy was like, what does it mean to lament?
Is that sad?
And then she said, to outwardly express grief.
I'm so sad.
And he's like, oh, I got that. So he's going to lament for us. Go ahead and lament, lover. I'm going to go get my drink.
I don't have any words.
Do you hate Liberia or love Liberia? You sound upbeat now. Glad your guitar strings are working.
Thank you, Sam.
Sam brought the guitar strings. So, yeah. So you don't have any laments? What are your laments?
I'm so mad.
So mad, so sad. We got
So many
good.
emotions,
We
so
got like
many-
a good information last night that was kind of hearsay, and then today we found out from other hearsay that it's not true. So we don't really know like which rumor is true and which rumor is false. But it seems like the good rumor that we heard last night that we thought was true is probably less likely to be true based on the 3 other rumors we've heard. But those 3 other rumors came from one source, so it's kind of hard to say.
It's just mind-boggling to me that there's just so much misinformation. Fake news.
Well,
fake
and I've
news.
gotten frustrated too because I'm like, because there's these statements that you'll hear some of our friends will say, and like the lawyers will say, and different people will say, oh, the embassy is out to get Small World and put them out of business specifically. I'm like, who said that? Tell me who said that. And they're like, oh, the person that told me maybe doesn't want to go on the record. I'm like, I don't say something unless I'm willing to go on the record. And I feel like everybody should be that way. If you're not willing to go on the record, you shouldn't say it. Agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
Because then it's just a rumor.
Well, then you're just causing conflict where conflict does not exist. So that's a problem for me. So if you're going to give little tidbits of information that can impact people's kids, people's lives, and the custody of their kids, and their adoptions, or their life, or whatever, then you need to make sure before you speak that you are, first of all, correct, and second of all, have a credible person to verify. So this is a problem that I have. This is my lament.
Yeah. I can't stand I want people to do the right thing. I get tired of hearing about next week, and it's just, we've heard next week for 11 weeks.
We never hear tomorrow.
No, soon. We hear soon.
We never hear the word, we'll have this by tomorrow for you. Never hear that. Because they don't work in days, they work in weeks, and weeks could mean anything.
So honestly, at this point, like, I don't believe anything anyone says unless it's like done.
Yeah. Our stress is our stress is a lot easier today because we've gotten some donations on Adopt Together that really will carry us through May and part of June. So we're good. We're good until maybe June 15th on some things, and that's if our house rents. If our house doesn't rent, then we're good till about June 1st. But we're a little more
And then it's like hard
stable.
decisions, like, do we go home and like, do I just come back if we get the green light and adopt the kids and then bring them home? I mean, what do we do at that point?
But that could be so many more problems. If we've adopted them from the Liberian side and we're just dealing with the embassy, that means that we can have custody of them. So we don't want to abandon them here. So for half of our family to go home and then one of us to come back by themselves, is risky to me, because once you get here and you adopt on the Liberian side, you have no idea how long the embassy is going to keep you. So you're going to be in the same position you're in today if you do that. Plus, you're going to have spent the money to do the plane ticket to go home. So it's cheaper to just stay with the scenarios that we've been given. But the thing is like, none of the scenarios that we've been given have been true. So when they tell us next week, they've been saying next week for 12 weeks now. So like, we're the dummies that just don't want to, but at the same time, like, I'm nervous to leave our kids in this country, period. After all the stuff that we've seen, I'm just nervous.
Yeah, with the reality, we can't stay forever. Right,
but I'm nervous to leave them, so I'm going to have to really have surrendered a lot more than I've surrendered today to convince me to leave. So, and I don't want to separate our family. It was so hard to be gone just for a few days and come back for me. It's just, families aren't designed to be separated like that.
Right.
So, and I just feel like, all the kids, like, if nobody's here, if there were more families here, kind of like doing what we're doing now, I wouldn't be as nervous, but there's not. So, but today was a good day. So when we showed the Bruces how to set it up together, so you go to my Facebook page, I've already put them there. They desperately need donations to their adoption as well, so they can stay longer and afford to complete their adoption. So Adopt Together is tax deductible, so you can give to ours, give to theirs. There's a lot of families with those needs. And it is hard because we're just trying to do the right thing.
We just want to have the opportunity to complete the right thing. And it's just like entities way above our heads are against it for some reason. I don't know. Evil forces.
Weak-minded
for sure. People.
Weak-minded. And people that, like, what was the description? Like, these are people that ended up at the U.S. Embassy here. They went into politics. They went into this career thinking they were going to be ambassadors in Europe, and now they're stuck in Liberia kind of thing. And they hate their life, and they're making everybody else processing I-600s. And, like, there's maybe some truth to that, but it's also just, everything can't be a misunderstanding, and everything can't be just a delay. So Liberia needs to stand up for their kids. And we have stood up for Liberians' kids as much as we possibly can, but we don't have the kind of power that Liberians do. Liberians need to stand up for Liberians. And one of the biggest moves that we've seen, is hard to know because it's kind of a risky move. It's hard to know if it's the right move or not, but it is a way to stand up for Liberian kids and a person in a place of power. So the Ministry of Gender head, she put a stop on all adoptions, domestic and international, all agencies, until this is resolved with our agency and with the Americans for African Adoptions agency, because they're both suspended. She has put a halt on all of it, so that and that's the only move that she has to make right now that we know of that would put pressure for positive change. Now, is it the most ethical way to do it? Should it be done that way? Do I feel for the other families that have kids waiting in other places? Yes. Am I impressed that she's doing something finally? Yes. Very much so. I'm impressed that she's taken at least the one thing that and it sounds like, I'm sure she came under advisement for that. But the one thing that she can do is say, well, you know what? If we're not going to be fair, nobody goes through until this is resolved. And I think that is a way to eliminate the corruption so if there's corruption happening where some adoptions are going through and some aren't, or some case history reports are getting signed when others aren't, all that kind of stuff. If you put a halt on all adoptions until everybody's free and clear, that's good. And we don't think that our agency has done anything wrong. We've heard multiple investigations, multiple people, even the case investigators that look at the case history reports individually, they're like, we have not had any problems. And they have had problems with other agencies. And they gave those examples, like this was happening here, there was a good understanding of their process and some of these different things. But with our agency at Small World, that we have not received that feedback. Now, do we know everything? No. Could there be something criminal going on that we don't know about? Absolutely. But if there was, there should be a swift investigation, identify the problems, and repair them. If that means somebody goes to jail, somebody goes to jail. If that means somebody has their rule book changed on how they do adoption, so be it. But this is not a lengthy process. This should not be lengthy. And the fact that it's lengthy means that people are waiting for money that is illegal, an illegal exchange of money. So I think that the head minister stopping everything is is the only move she can make in support of equality with these adoptions. And so I'm glad that she did it, but it also breaks my heart that she's basically closed Liberia for adoptions at the moment. And that's literally what she's done. So right now at this moment, Liberia is closed for adoptions. Now, yes, there's a contingency that we're waiting on this report and then we're going to reopen, but she has essentially closed the country. It's a temporary thing. It's just she's saying, I'm not going to process, we're not going to do anymore. We're putting a stop. But that is scary from an adoptive parent standpoint. That right now, there is no way for adoptions to move forward. Any adoption. So this is a scary thing for us to endure. Made for a long day. Of course, then our friend Sam, he cracked me up when he's like, I am a college-educated individual. I have this degree in counseling. I have this. I'm an adult. I've lived in different places of the world, and I am buying into conspiracy theories right now. Like, this is how far we've fallen, is I'm buying into any rumor somebody shows me. I'm like, oh, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. So it's kind of one of those things. We've asked for U.S. congressional inquiries to be done to hold the U.S. Embassy accountable, and they say that they can't do anything until this police report is released. But I'm like, if the embassy is involved and they're perpetuating the police report, then they're constantly protecting themselves from you, their accountability. And they're like, yeah, but we still can't do anything. I'm like, yeah. So I applaud the head minister of gender of Liberia. I applaud her for doing something. It's not ideal what she's done, but it is something. And it's just nice sometimes for something to happen. That we know for sure. All adoptions have stopped until we can resolve these issues. So.
Rock and roll.
It makes me sad though.
Yep, it's a very painful situation.
So she'll have to lift that for everyone. There's not individual suspensions on each agency, but adoptions, domestic and international, right now are not being processed in Liberia, no matter who you are. We've heard the former president is adopting as well, so I don't know if he flew under the radar.
Yeah.
But we hope it brings.
I think with all this pressure, there would be some urgency to speed this thing up.
Yeah, you would hope so. And that's been in place for 3 weeks now, right?
I don't know.
But you would hope that cooler heads would prevail and come to the table of solutions. But at the end of the day, Liberia needs to have confidence in their processes, confidence in their decision makings, and confidence in the work that they've done, and not allow anyone to push them around. And that's a bigger ask culturally, I know, but it's still one I'm going to continue to ask. Be comfortable in your own skin and stand up for what you know is right. Protect your own kids, and we'll adopt them. But if you don't protect them, we can't adopt them. So that's my lament. So we sat at the beach today, had some French fries by the pool and some snacks. The kids swam. It was a good day. I'm still just completely uncomfortable with the boxer shorts, the adult men, in their 20s, but they are wearing boxer shorts, not even boxer briefs or shorts, but just plain old boxers. No, there's no modesty, and they're just swimming in the pool next to my kids. When they start, well, that's when we kind of left, because usually the pool's kind of empty during the day. But I'm like, why don't we need to give out swimming trunks?
TSO.
It's just, and they seem so comfortable. And I'm like, but I mean, we can see everything you got there, buddy. What are you doing?
You're having the time of their lives.
So it just seems to be acceptable. And there was a girl too, in yesterday in the video, I was talking about thong flip flops, and Jeremy looked at me funny when I said thong. There was a girl today at the pool in a black thong bathing suit that made me embarrassed. I was like, whoa, that is a lot of booty.
It was
and she was I like big butts and I cannot lie.
It was
the girl in the video.
Spring break 1990 or something.
I'm like, whoa. Get in the water, girl. Get in the water. She was taking pictures,
And they love taking pictures.
Mm-hmm. And then I think someone was trying to teach her to swim too. I don't know.
Selfie time.
I'm just you're missing some pieces. I'm such an old fogey.
Old sticking up.
All right. That's all I got. Anything else?
No, let's get out of here.
Okay.
Bye.